Insiders, and man, are we excited to be here today.
It's a party, baby!
It is the night before the 4th of July, and man, we are going to be hearing some bangs tonight. So that's the first thing I will say. If you're joining us tonight, you're going to hear some stuff coming from outside. The minute it starts to get dark by me, and it's coming. So Jeff's already been hearing it all day, so excuse it if you do. It's just going to be part of the show tonight. We're just going to have to live with it. So happy 4th of July ahead of time, because we won't see you guys, obviously, for the 4th. So happy 4th for everybody who is celebrating out there. And I'm sure all our area will be celebrating as well. Jeff, it's a holiday edition of the Insiders wrap-up show.
That's right. That's right. It's a holiday edition, so we might be festive towards the end of the show.
There you go. You might see a little festivities here. Yes. All right. All right. Well, we have a lot to talk about. I mean, a lot of stuff that happened last night, a lot of stuff that happened on Saturday, a lot of stuff that happened on Friday. I mean, there's a lot. Yesterday was Saturday. There's a lot of good things. There's a lot of stuff going on. Even today, we got some news that we'll cover as well about Liv and Ronda Rousey. So, so let's say hello. Let's get into it, shall we? We have a lot to cover. So, James Grant, let's hope Liv's reign as champ is a good and long-deserving one. Don't make it small. What a way to cap an amazing weekend. The boys are back in town. Love that song. Heather Wright. Hey, Heather. Jason Peace. Ready for tonight. James Grant again. Paul, hi from Ireland. Ooh, look at that. And I'd like to wish you everyone a happy 4th of July. Well, hello, Paul from Ireland. That's pretty awesome. Derek, hello to you. Dylan, hey, Dylan. We've got James Chadwick. What's up, James? Alicia is here. 2 hours of sleep. You are like I was yesterday, running on fumes, so I get it. I'm better today. I got like a full 7 hours. I was good as soon as my head hit the pillow. Dana says, talk about Hangman Page. Anthony, what's up, Anthony? How are you? We've got the Coog is here. We got C Wrestling is here as well, coming off of his big night last night with the Liv win. Mark is here. Hey, Mark, happy 4th from Jason Peace. We got Sean Rousset. Hey, Sean. We got Bonkers LFC. We got James heard Ronda demanded to drop the belt. Wow. Okay. Well, we're going to be hearing a bunch of stuff, I'm sure. Those. Oh, well, Alan. Yeah, that was released on Twitter. That was kind of all over the place, and I hate looking at stuff like that. But there's been, I'm kind of cool. I mean, kind of cool. So, Noob and Co. How are you? All right. So, we're going to get into some things, and the fireworks are just starting, and it's not even dark yet. Here we go. We're going to get into some stuff. So, as you can see, there's new format that Jeff worked very hard on today, and I kind of dig it because there's our pop vinyls. We have to get those. We have to get those made.
Yeah, we do.
We've got our pop vinyls on the screen, which is pretty cool. So you can see the schedule there. We've got the news. We've got airing of Grievances, which everyone loves. We've got Sell or No Sell, which is our little debate segment in case you're new. We've got the Book a Wrestler. We've got Favorite Moments of the Week. And we've got Lighter Side of the Ring, which is the end. And that is usually Jesse Callan's time. So we'll see if Jesse will be here. I know it's kind of touch and go with Jesse because of the baby and stuff. So we'll see. Derek's talking about Stranger Things and having to wait 2 years. I know. Me and Jeff were talking about it before the show.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I already have all kinds of theories. I shared a couple of them with Jeff earlier. I shared a couple of them with Derek in the DMs. It's tough. I watched the latest episode of The Boys last night too before I went to bed. That is really, really good. They're coming up on the last episode of that season too. So everything's ending. man, everything's ending. I don't know what. I mean, going from all this stuff that I needed to watch now to almost nothing. So there you go. Jeff, very PTI. I love it. Oh, yeah, it kind of does look a little PTI-ish. I dig it. I love PTI, too. That's a good show. Always loved watching that. It's still going on today. It's been going for a long, long time. There's no secret. We've taken some stuff from ESPN and stuff like that. Of course, the debates with Stephen A. and Skip back in the day and stuff like that. So, yeah, why not? Hey, it works.
Lean into it.
It works. All right. Let's start, Jeff, with the break with the news. And as you can see up there, I've got some breaking news. So let's get right into that.
All right. So the first bit of news is we'll go here first. We got a vignette last night that debuted during Money in the Bank.
You know that classic song by The Who, "We Won't Get Fooled Again"? Well, we all got fooled. Man, was it exciting, though, wasn't it? We were all watching, and we were watching through, and we're like, what is this? What is this? And every couple of seconds, I was like, what is this? And you're seeing the red lights, and you're seeing all the imagery, and the steps, and the cobwebs, and the stuff. And then everybody started to see the little clues, and C pointed out the gloves of one of the Hardys. You saw Bubba Ray's glasses, and then the license plate. And we were figuring that out through the Ronda Natalia match, which, by the way, I have to say, Jeff, that was an amazing match. And I wasn't paying attention to it as much as I should have, but I went back and I watched it. What a great match they had.
It was.
It really was a good match. It was a shame it was after that thing because we were paying attention to this. But once everybody figured out what the license plate was and it said Latino Heat, Wyndham has really no connection to Eddie Guerrero. So it is definitely Edge. It's been confirmed by many, many sites that it is a promo for Edge's return. So, and these are all people who Edge has beaten in the past. However, I'm not upset about it. And because, Jeff, I went and checked. And a lot of the people that he pointed out in this vignette were people he beat when he was with the Brood.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm good with this. He's got beef with that faction with Damian Priest and Finn and Rhea. If he starts his own and comes back with a new Brood, which everybody was saying, they were even saying that when he was with Damian Priest and Rhea saying it was Brood 2.0. Well, it really wasn't. I mean, he was kind of always in a suit and stuff like that. It was different. If he comes back with Brood 2.0, I'm down. And Jason Stoffer saying it's great. Wyndham could join a faction like that, certainly. If he goes back to WWE, he certainly could. So, but it was definitely Edge, without a doubt. And there is no question. I know there's some people still denying it a little bit, but there really is no question. It's definitely Edge, but it's okay. Listen, I'm cool. The promo was awesome, and I'm excited about what he's going to return as. People were denying it, saying, "Oh no, he just left. He wouldn't be coming back so soon." Yeah, why not? He's not hurt, so I'm excited about it, Jeff. If they come out to the Brood music, and who the hell knows? Maybe Gangrel's got nothing to do, and maybe he comes in as almost like a valet. I'm good with it.
Down.
New Brood, name suggestion, Wyatt Six. Could you imagine if that's what it's called? Listen, I'm down with it. I'm perfectly okay. I know people were disappointed, and I get it. We were too once everybody was figuring everything out. But I'm pretty excited about it, Jeff.
Yeah, I am too. I'll say this though, regardless of who it was or who it is, it was just a really cool vignette.
Mm-hmm.
The way that it was done, the contrast, it was just a really well done vignette. So kudos to WWE for doing that because they did a good job with it. And hopefully we do get more James Chadwick.
I wouldn't mind, Jeff, if this went on to SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Just
get one a week.
Yep. Keep letting it build.
Yep.
Very similar to how they brought in the Wyatt family at the beginning. Let it build slowly. And yes, it got everybody was all over this. I mean, we were, like I said, we talked through a match. I'm sitting there trying to look at license plates and things, stopping a video, and we were talking through a match. So it definitely did. this shows you, though, Jeff, that these kind of things still work.
Yes.
And yes, Wyndham is gone, but these kind of promos, man, they get eyes on the product, and people still like this stuff. So please don't say that the supernatural and the creepy stuff doesn't sell. It absolutely does. And we were talking about Stranger Things earlier. Stranger Things may have had its most successful season ever, and it was horror based. Horror sells. It's big now. It's coming back in a big way. It started it a few years ago, the movie, but it is coming back. And it's, I mean, we saw a Marvel movie in Doctor Strange that had horror elements. Horror is coming back. This stuff sells, and you can't ignore it. Wrestling has always been about pop culture, Jeff. You can't ignore what's going on.
That's right. You gotta follow the trends.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, it does sell, it does work, despite what people think. It's always been a part of wrestling, and it always will be.
Yep, absolutely. Fun fact, SummerSlam is 1 year since Bray's release, which everyone has always said was bizarre because it was done on a Saturday. It's hard to believe it's been 1 year. It's crazy. Mm-hmm. One thing WWE does better than anyone is vignettes. Yeah, that probably has a lot to do with the budget, because you've got to have a pretty good sized budget to do those things and make them look really well. They do. They definitely do. They always do great vignettes. Says bonus baby. Hello, bonus baby. The problem is they jack up the follow through. Mark said I was watching one of C's videos earlier, and apparently in that vignette there is a bird. Mentioned that there were often birds in Wyatt's new WWE's videos. Yeah, like a crow, or like yeah. A crow can mean a few things too. Because remember when Sting came back with the NWO, when he was Crow Sting. A crow is almost like a symbol of revenge. And that came back from the movie The Crow. If you've never seen that, go and watch it. That's your homework. If you've never seen The Crow, and I'm not talking about the crappy sequels or the TV show. Go and watch the original with Brandon Lee. Tragic story because Brandon Lee died filming it, but go watch it. It's an amazing, amazing film. And it's a story of revenge. And The Crow is almost like a symbol of revenge. So yeah, absolutely. I doubt it too. Obviously, if he came back on Ministry of Darkness, at least I think it is. That bird has been backstage on Raws and SmackDowns. Well, C would know. He's always on the lookout for stuff like that. So, listen, man, who knows? It could all be puzzles. The pieces could be falling into place. A crow. It's Sting. No, not Sting anymore. Sting's now Winter Snow Sting. He moved on. He's not the crows, although he's flying like crows. I saw that meme of him out there where he's like jumping in the air and dude's running around like Superman. The Crow was backstage as a net. Yeah, see, I don't have a keen enough eye to watch that stuff. It's probably because I'm just too old to pay attention. Well, there you go. So the vignette, definitely about Edge, and it's been all over the dirt sheets. Wyndham's name was brought up a lot. People even had to say the video was not about Bray Wyatt. Were some of the headlines to it, but it's going to be interesting nevertheless. And like Jeff said, I hope we get this. I hope it's a slow burn. I hope we get a video. Whether it's going to be on Raw, but you would imagine it would be on Raw because that's where the other faction is with Damian Priest and those guys. So you imagine we'll get one tomorrow. So I hope it's a slow burn to SummerSlam with it, and let's see how it goes. All right, Jeff, what's next?
All right. So, Liv had a very eventful night last night.
She absolutely did. And all I could say is I am thrilled for Liv Morgan. Sometimes superstars that just, you just get behind them. Liz, first of all, is very easy to like. She's very likable. She's very easy to get behind. And she absolutely deserved it. And what a shock. I did not see it coming. I didn't think there was going to be a cash in, especially because it was with Ronda yet, of all people. Now, had we been paying a little more attention, we would have seen that there was a development in that match where Ronda had her knee hurt. So she had a hurt knee in the match. I'm guessing it was just an injury for the storyline. I don't think it was a real injury, but she had hurt her knee. And apparently, well, you know, and the storyline goes, maybe Liv saw that, and that's why she took her opportunity. But for her to come down, for her to do that, especially over Ronda Rousey, one of the, you know, the most deadly women on the planet, they call her, was just amazing. And then it really, I was mad. I was really livid because I saw her come down, and then I'm like, and then you see Ronda kind of turning around. I'm like, please don't waste that briefcase like this. Don't waste that briefcase like this. And I really thought they were gonna blow it, and it didn't. She turned around. She got the roll up. She won. What a moment for Liv Morgan. For Liv Morgan fans, you deserve it. Absolutely, like the screen says. There's not many people out there that deserve it more than her. She got tweets from her friends all across different companies. Great person, great wrestler. So happy for her. And it was an amazing, amazing moment. Jeff, I'm sure that you feel the same way.
Absolutely. So excited for her. You know, and this is one of the things where people are saying, hey, give some other people some opportunities. Yeah, Becky's great, Charlotte's great, Ronda's great, but give other people opportunities, and hopefully this is the start of that. And I agree. I really hope that Liv has a long run as champ. You know, definition of long could mean something to, you know, different things to different people. I just hope that it's not I hope that it's not just a one and done, just a few weeks. I hope they really let the Money in the Bank cash in matter when it comes down to it, and maybe have it, you know, for a few months, if not longer. But yeah, I just, yeah, I think that that this is great, and I'm really, really happy for her.
Yeah, absolutely. And piggybacking off of that, there was some breaking news today saying that this will lead up to a match between Liv and Ronda at SummerSlam upcoming. That's why you're starting to see people. Yeah, there are people, and you know what? Everybody's so negative. The minute that came out, all I saw underneath it on Twitter was, that's it. She's going to lose it, right? She's going to lose it in a month. She's going to lose it at the end of August. She's going to lose it at SummerSlam. Not necessarily. Listen, the one thing we have to keep in mind, there were reports about a meeting that was had with the talent. We don't know what that meeting was about. It's all over everywhere. Meltzer's reporting on it. Sean Ross Sapp's reporting on it. That there was a meeting with the talent. Now, that can be a number of things. If it's Stephanie talking to the talent, Triple H maybe. If it's any of them talking to the talent, they could be trying to, you know, they could be trying to come up with different things. And maybe that's where we now are hearing that rumor that Ronda, it was her suggestion to, you know, to have her beat her. And if that's true, good for Ronda. Because, yeah, I mean, you know, everybody kind of thinks, oh, she's terrible. She just wants all the attention, blah, 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 blah. So maybe this has things to do with the other. Maybe it's following suit from that. And like Jeff said, we got, you know, like Theory or hate him, it's someone new. And it's not the same old. So again, you know, I think it's a fantastic thing. Like C said, you can't take it away from her. And even if they do, even if she does lose, even if Ronda does beat her, she's a champion. And it doesn't matter how long you hold it. If you hold it for a week, if you hold it for a year, if you hold it for 5 years, you're a champion. So kudos to her. Thrilled for her. I saw her tweet this morning saying she woke up a champion. It's got to feel awesome. And again, you know, when you look at individuals, you look at wrestlers, there's some that you really want to pull for. And Liv is definitely one of them. So congrats to Liv Morgan. And I'm sure segue, Jeff will probably be maybe talking about this in moments of the week, I would think later.
Yeah, I would think so.
Absolutely. Playing Doom. Good Lord, you're going back a ways, Derek. Doom. My gosh, that's very 90s of you. I think Stephanie told the talents the same booking Vince does with same old is finally ending. I don't trust old man Vince. He does stuff all like this all the time. Well, Heather, listen, maybe I get it. He's still in charge of creative, but there might be some different things going on. So I'm not gonna, let's put a pin in it. Wait and see. Let's wait and see. Let's just enjoy it, right? Liv's gonna enjoy it, regardless of what the plan is. You can bet she's gonna enjoy it. There was rumor out there that one of the reasons that Liv SmackDown lacked stars in the division, so that's why they cashed in on the SmackDown Championship. It's her turn. Even Carmella has been champ. Liv has ties to the Rotunda family. Yes, she does. Money in the Bank winner can cash in on any other champ, no matter what brand they're on. Yep, she's in the WWE record book now. Yep. It's the newer one on the Switch. Okay. Has Ruby said anything on the? Yes, Ruby put out a tweet last night. Yep, and I think it was she did it or something like that, or something like that. Yeah, she definitely did. All right, man. What's next?
All right, so we're going to talk about the other Money in the Bank match, and I guess the surprise at the end of the night.
Yeah, some people for as many cheers as the Liv thing got from the fans, that's how many boos Theory got when he was announced that he was taking part in this match. And then the fact that he won it, you got a ton of boos in the crowd. So, listen, again, do you have to like it? No. Are you supposed to like it? No. He's a heel. You're not supposed to like the fact that he won the Money in the Bank. So in that respect, he's kind of doing his job. Everybody hates him. He's kind of like MJF in the other company, and that's what they're supposed to do. So now he's got it, and it does make for some interesting possibilities, though. And I mentioned this during the show last night, because who's he going to cash in on? Do you really see him going after Roman? Or is he going to hold on to it? Is he going to you could just see him making kind of little fake outs maybe here and there. Like he's going to do it. And then last second, no, I'm not doing that. You can see him doing that. But does he go after Roman, or does he hold on to that until Roman ends up losing one of those titles, which is more likely? Now, what I'd be a little concerned about, I guess, if I didn't like Theory very much, is what if he goes after Cody Rhodes has this big, humongous match with Roman Reigns, however they're going to do it. Cody, in a brutal war with Roman, takes the one belt off of him, and then down comes this dude and takes the belt off of Cody Rhodes. I mean, you might see cans and bottles going into the ring like you did a little bit with the NWO. That's how many people cannot stand that. I don't think they do it for that very reason, but now it's out there. So you just don't know. But I don't know. It's a wild card, Jeff. It's good because it's unpredictable.
Yeah, I mean, last night, even for the staunchest WWE detractors, you have to admit last night was pretty good.
Yep.
It is one of their better shows that they've done in a while. And yeah, I kind of wish that they had done it a little bit differently with Theory, because it just seemed like, okay, that was just a little too convenient. Like, I wish someone had gotten jumped or something and take one of the other people out, and then put Theory in there, and then you do a storyline on how maybe he was behind the attack, or whatever it was. He wanted to get his opportunity.
Yep.
But there's a few ways that they could take this. I'd love to see them in an effort to kind of continue to evolve his character. I'd love to see him fail at a cash in, and that motivates him. That pushes him even further to the breaking point. So I mean, there's a few ways to do it, but yeah, I mean, I don't have a problem with it. but I thought last night, just talking the show overall, I you could definitely see a difference in the energy from the wrestlers. You could see something was different last night, and it was a good show. And it, as a result of that, you could tell that the matches were a lot better. I mean, every match on there I thought was pretty good. I really did.
I always read Bleacher Report for their scores because they're a little tough. They gave Natalia and Ronda an A+. They gave the Street Profits, of course, and the Usos got an A+. You don't see many wrestling matches, actual wrestling matches, getting grades like that from the WWE. There were some damn good matches on that show last night.
Mm-hmm.
Damn good matches. That Street Profits Usos match was one for the books. And now wherever they decide to go, and now they're saying that Montez Ford is going to prepare for a push in the singles side, wherever they go. Wow. I mean, it was a really good show. It really, really was. And we have a segue for this too. And unfortunately, it's not kind of in the place where we want it to be. But it was a really, really good show. Yeah. Really, really good show. And I went in kind of half not expecting it. Because again, this pay-per-view has always been kind of hit or miss. Mm-hmm. So, hey, I don't have a problem with it. I don't like Theory, but that's how it's supposed to be. You're not supposed to like the dude. I don't like him. He's annoying. He's an annoying little, I don't know. I don't even have a word for it, but he's annoying as hell. I can't stand it, but that's how it's supposed to be. I don't like MJF either, but that's how it's supposed to be. So I loved Ronda's response to losing her title. Yeah. Listen, it just goes to show you that, listen, there are people just like Sasha Banks when they had that match when she had that match with Bianca, and Sasha was outside, and you could see the smile on Sasha's face, mm-hmm. and the tears coming down her eyes. They're people, and they all stick for each other. Listen, you hear this all the time on interview shows. I hear it a lot on Busted Open from Mark Henry and Bubba Ray. They are family. And Jeff would know this because he's been behind the scenes. That is your family. Yep. A lot more than your main family because you're always on the road. You're not home. They are your family. And when one of them wins, that's a win for you. So, I think people lose sight of that. Because they're up on a big screen, I think people lose sight of it a little bit, and they start to think to themselves that they're characters all the time. That when they're in the back, they, if it's somebody like a heel, they're always pissed off, and and Ronda went in the back and stormed off and was pissed off that she lost the title and stuff. That's not how it is. That's not how it is. So, yeah, I liked it. I think it throws a wild card in there. He's going to be completely obnoxious. You thought he was obnoxious before. Now he's the youngest person to ever win a Money in the Bank briefcase. So he's going to be even more obnoxious now. Yep. So look out. You're not going to hear the end of it. Who is he going to feud with next? Who knows? Some people are saying John Cena. I have no idea. But I like it. And it's different. So I know some people are talking about Seth and everything like that. But again, I mentioned this yesterday too. Seth would have been a run it back. He just fought Roman not that long ago. So they're going to go back there? I'm good with it. Jeff, what's next?
All right, what's next? Oh, man, we got to talk about this guy from time to time. Wyndham files a trademark for Wyatt Six.
Now, of course, this is a little bit older now, but we haven't been on for a couple of weeks. So, that's why we kind of wanted to discuss it. I had to look into this and read up a little bit on it because I don't know a lot about the business side of it. And I talked to Jeff about it a little bit too. He files a trademark for the name Wyatt Six. Now, obviously, you can see it up there. That's his name now on Twitter. He went out and filed the trademark. Well, what does that exactly mean? If you haven't read up on it, I'm sure a lot of you did. What that means is that basically he now owns the name. He owns the rights, and that involves like clothing, merch, and all that kind of stuff now he owns for that name. What it means for wrestling is, and again, this is more I'm kind of theorizing on this part of it because I've never worked for a wrestling company. I'm not in legal. I'm not in merchandising with wrestling companies, so I do not know. However, what I think it means to me, and this is more of a theory, but what I think it means to me is I don't think he's going to come back to WWE because of this. Because WWE likes to have creative control over, or likes to have control over the merch part of it and all that kind of stuff. Now, does that mean he couldn't sign it over? Sure. The same thing with AEW. What it is I think he's now got a name for himself. He's got something he can move forward on. If he wants to merch himself for a little bit before he decides to do what he wants to do, he now can. He can get T-shirts made. He can get, other kind of merch made up where now when he's going to these autograph sessions and stuff like Jody went to and Jeff went to and others have went see wrestling overseas in England went to. Now when he does this, he can sell merch. He can get these shirts made up with that name on it, any design that he wants, and he can start to sell merch with that. So that's kind of cool. He could probably have it on WrestlingTees.com, I would imagine, as well. Yeah. I mean, it's exciting because he's doing something with it. He's doing something with his brand. Who knows at this point where he's going to go, what he's going to do. We haven't really heard from him other than I think the last tweet he put out was that tweet that he was talking about when the whole big abortion thing happened in the United States. And he was talking to Brody's wife on Twitter in a conversation with her. But we don't know where it's going. We don't know when he's going to come back. We don't know if he's going to come back, if he's going to tell his story. We don't know if he's going to come back, if he's going to wrestle. We just don't know. But having his own trademark is a good thing for him. And that's how I look at it, Jeff.
Yep. We had a long discussion, a good discussion about this on Abby's window last week.
Yep.
So, if you are a Wyndham fan, if you want to kind of hear some of our theories and all of that,
yep.
I would recommend going and listening to that episode. I thought it was a really good episode that we had. But, this is a really good business decision for him. He can do a clothing line. He can do quite a few things when it comes to merch. So this is a really good decision for him. I think we may see more wrestlers follow suit with this. I mean, Big Dan's bringing up Cody owning the American Nightmare trademark. This might be, a new kind of era when it comes to the business side for some of these wrestlers. I know, and this has nothing to do with any of this, but I know one of the other things that needs to change in the industry is the medical benefits and everything. Because these wrestlers oftentimes don't have the medical benefits that you think, even though they're working for these companies. So that's something else that needs to change, but this just brings more power back into the hands of the wrestlers. So I thought that this was a good move for him on the business side. We'll see where he ends up in terms of the wrestling thing. If he wrestles again, I mean, I hope he does.
Yeah.
But he could be a very well sought after movie star if once he films the rest of this movie or wherever that goes. Who knows what the future holds for him, but whatever it is, it's going to be bright.
Yeah, absolutely. Larry Bongo says it's going to be like the Jackson 5. He's forming a boy band called the Wyatt Six.
The Wyatt Six.
Knowing their value, says Deanna. Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and we'll see. We'll just have to keep our eyes out. Who knows? I mean, people got very excited after that promo for Edge last night, and I'm sure he saw it. He can't help but look. He's on Twitter. It's not like he's not on social media, so he sees it. So he's got to know that people they still care. I mean, he trends. It's almost like he trends once a week.
Yeah.
For a dude who hasn't wrestled in over a year.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Good.
Yeah. So, I mean, listen, wherever he shows up, whatever it's going to be, and you're going to have the people and fighting one way or another. Oh, he's coming here. Oh, he's coming here. The bottom line is no one knows. But wherever he shows up, it's going to be huge when he does. So, absolutely. Remember, WWE and Marvel made a deal regarding Hulk Hogan using the same Hulk with the caveat that they had mentioned in ads that Hulk was a trademark of Marvel Comics. The other thing, too, I think is good with this is that, listen, he got burned. WWE kept the rights to all of his stuff. They have the rights to the Bray Wyatt name. They had the rights to the Wyatt family. They had the rights to all that stuff. So he couldn't use any of his creations. So at that point, he's probably like, that ain't going to happen again. I'm not going to let that happen again. So it's smart. Absolutely. All right. What's next, Jeff?
All right. So we got a debut.
We did. We got Claudio debuting at Blood and Guts. Of course, he appeared prior to that. He was on the pay-per-view as well. I can't be anything but happy for Cesaro. I love Cesaro. I do. And it's hard for me to call him Claudio because we're just so used to calling him Cesaro. But especially his last name. Oh, my God. Is it Castiglione? Did I say it right? Is it Castiglione? I think that's
I'm just gonna say yes.
It's very Italian.
Yeah.
I am nothing but happy for this dude. I love him as a wrestler as much as I love Liv Morgan. And he is a very good comparison to Liv Morgan because he never got his due. This guy is a fantastic wrestler. Fantastic. And he just was never able to get over the hump. There was always someone standing in his way that he'd get up to the top and he just couldn't beat it. He'd get up there when a guy like Roman's there. Well, no one was beating Roman. And unfortunately, he'd get up there and he got knocked back down. And it just seemed like that happened to him so many times. And like AW or not, it doesn't even really matter. I like the wrestler. I like the individual. He's a great technical wrestler. He is a company guy. He was loyal to WWE. When he left, he did not come out and start saying a bunch of disparaging things about it or saying anything about anyone else. He is just a good dude, and he's a good wrestler. And Blood and Guts was fun. Reminded me a lot of War Games. I made fun of that a little bit, but it was great seeing him. He started the match. And he laid out some beatings on some people. It was good stuff. It was really good stuff. Yeah, Deanna said Vince just didn't have any faith in him, and that happens. It happens. But I just hope that he goes because we've seen a little bit of a story sometimes with AEW where they get in some people. They've pulled a lot of people in from WWE. We've seen Keith Lee. We've seen Ember Moon. We've seen, they're getting a lot of people from them. But a lot of times we see them in a storyline a little bit, and then we don't see them for a while. So I hope that they see the talent in him. I hope he gets pushed. I hope he gets a lot of TV time. And I hope he gets the title. Because he absolutely deserves it, Jeff.
Yeah. Yeah. And we're going to talk about that later in the show. So, but yeah, this is awesome. I love him and have for many years. And, he, from everything that you hear from other wrestlers, they all respect him. I mean, you saw that when he showed up at Forbidden Door.
Yep.
All the wrestlers in WWE that were pumped up when he showed up.
Yep.
Because he's a good dude. He's a solid dude. And, he's the definition of a person. He's like a workhorse.
Yep.
Where, he's great in the ring. When given the opportunity, I mean, we've seen what he can do. So now I hope he gets to shine there. Hopefully he has that opportunity to hold some gold at some point in the near future.
Yeah, absolutely. No one more deserving than him. And C said he's exactly what the AEW needs. Someone great who hasn't climbed the mountain yet, and now they have to get him there. Agreed. And he deserves it. He absolutely deserves it. He worked hard. He even looks better, I think, than he looked now. He must have really been working out because he looks great.
Yeah,
he looked to me more cut and stuff than he looked when he was in WWE. He looks really good.
And that's saying a lot because he's always been just a ripped up dude. So he's always been shredded.
Yep, absolutely. Barely been there a week, and his long-term hate feud with Eddie Kingston from their days in Chikara and PWG is what I love. Their canon history is awesome, says the Cool. How can people get a follow from Wyndham? Well, you'll have to ask C and Jody.
Yeah.
Because Jeff and I never did.
Nope.
Just saying. But yeah, we couldn't give you the answer to that one. Claudio versus Omega could be Oh, could you imagine if Kenny comes back?
Man,
that'd be mind-blowing. A couple of months ago, every company was getting Indian wrestlers. Now going to start happening with Italian-sounding ones. Can't wait for Giovanni Swingardio in Impact. He even did the windmill. Yeah, he did the swing. Crowd is loving it too. And he didn't get to do it very long in his first match, but he did a little bit of a longer one in Blood and Guts. So yeah, it's cool.
And wasn't the moment cool when him and Jake Hager?
Yes.
That was a cool moment. The crowd chanting "We the People."
Yes.
For a throwback. I like that.
Yeah. Those two had history. The announcers were playing that up.
Yeah.
They were across the ring from one another. And I'm sure it was probably cool for Jericho too. Because Chris has, I'm sure, been in the ring with him. And that was a good moment. It was a really good moment all around. Who the hell knows why Wyndham does anything Wyndham does? Just does random stuff, man. Whatever he feels like doing. All right. What's up next?
All right. WWE celebrates 20 years of John Cena.
Every time I hear Cena now, I can't get out of my head when Paul Heyman sang his theme song coming down to the ring that one time. Oh, my God. That's still one of my favorite. It was so funny. John Cena came back. Celebrated 20 years. Nobody really kind of knew what was going to happen. I really didn't either. I kind of thought maybe someone was going to interfere, especially somebody like Theory or somebody obnoxious would come in and interfere, but they didn't allow it. They didn't do it that way. And I'm okay with it. He got a lot of kudos from they were saying that everybody in the back was very happy that he was there, and a lot of people were watching him. It's so hard to believe that he's been around for 20 years. So hard to believe.
Yeah.
I can remember seeing him when he was first in that ring, that baby face guy with the huge body going up against Kurt Angle, and you're thinking, who the hell is this?
Who is this?
Who is this guy? And then getting the Undertaker's nod of approval in the back. Man, what a career. What a career. And you know what? He's just getting started. Not in wrestling necessarily, but man, he's doing some great work on the big screen. Peacemaker is incredible. Yeah. If you've never watched it, it is a perfect role for him because it's almost like he's a superhero, but he kind of acts like a kid, and it's wonderful. It was really a wonderful show, and he's got a really bright future ahead of him in whatever he wants to do and on the big screen. And I know they're making a season 2. So it's great. Always great to see him. Always great to see him. I know people were saying, is he going to wrestle? I really don't have the answer for that. I don't know because he's got a he's got a tight schedule now with what he does outside of the ring. So it's going to be tough. He's almost at obviously not anywhere near the Rock's level as far as what Rock does. Rock does movie after movie after movie after movie, but he's got interest outside the ring now, and there's probably going to be more people. Listen, don't be surprised if Marvel doesn't come knocking at his door, that they may find a role for him at some point down the road. I would have loved to see him play. I like the actor who did, but I would have loved to have seen him play Shazam in DC because Shazam, that role is a boy in a man's body. And while the actor who did it, I can't remember his name, escapes me right now, did a good job with it, Cena, I think, would have been great for it because he's got that baby face and he can act like a boy too. So, yeah, it's great to see him. Always great to see him. And the fans were very receptive to it, really gave him a big ovation. The wrestlers seemed to like it. Nobody interrupted, and I was cool with that. So great stuff, Jeff. It's great to see him.
Yeah, it's great to see him. And it's funny that you bring up, that first encounter with Kurt Angle there. I just remember hearing about this guy from OVW called the Prototype.
Yep.
and then he shows up there, and I mean, it was awesome. And I don't know many people that thought that guy that was in there with Kurt Angle would eventually become what John Cena became. I mean, if we're all being honest, like, it was cool to see him get the rub from the the veterans and legends, but could he really be what he became? And I mean, it's an awesome story. He did so much for WWE, and we're gonna talk about him in another segment too. And is his time at the top completely over? We might be discussing that. So get your popcorn ready for that one.
Segues abound. Hey, Brian. No worries. It's okay. We were just going over some headlines about stuff, things that happened to Money in the Bank, things like that. So we're just going through the news at the moment. Zachary Levi, thank you, Bonus Baby, and James Grant. Yes, yeah, he did a good job. I'm not saying I didn't like it, but I think Cena could have done an excellent job with that movie. Just word life to the doctor of Thugonomics. Yes. To be honest, when I watched him slap Kurt, I had no idea this man would tie Ric Flair's record of 16 world title reigns. I've got the John Cena album. Jeff, when JR told Vince regarding Cena, he found someone who would main event WrestleMania in 5 years. Vince told him to go home and rest. John Cena versus Chris Jericho. Yeah, and how about the videos that we got?
Well, let's go.
Cool.
Let's go to that, because
there you go.
Tony Khan gave permission for AEW stars to send in videos, and that was a cool thing.
We got an instant segue there. Yeah, we saw this with Impact. Those of you who come out and watch Impact, we saw it with Impact with AJ Styles, which was a great moment. And obviously he was allowed by WWE to do that. And now we got several superstars who came out and talked about John Cena, Jericho, and others. And they were given permission by Tony Khan to do it. And he said, basically came out in an interview and said, if they told me it was important to them, and I wanted them to be able to do it. That's why we don't always have to be at each other's throats or be on opposing sides. It doesn't always have to be a me against you. Everybody could get along. And if the owners of the companies are allowing their talent to pay homage to other talent who's not on their roster, then there's really no reason why everybody has to, well, this sucks and I hate this, and it doesn't have to be that way. It was a good gesture from a guy who a lot of people on the opposite side of it doesn't like AEW, don't like. Same as it was a good gesture by Vince to let some of his guys talk on Impact. The thing is, it's breaking down a little bit. The walls that were once made of brick or maybe even steel are breaking down a little bit. Little by little, little by little. We're not all the way there yet, where we're going to get big, humongous crossovers like like that. We're not there yet. But they're breaking down. And the talent are breaking them down, I believe, because the talent are who are friends with these other talent that are on these other shows. So it's being broken down little by little. I think it's a great thing. And it was awesome. Good for Tony Khan. And it was great that he let him do it.
Yeah. I mean, I think when it comes down to when it comes down to this, it's not the ownership of these companies that have the issues. It's the fans, which I will be speaking about, but it's the fans. And it really flies in the face, I think, of what's trying to be accomplished here, which is just put on good wrestling for people and good entertainment for people. It doesn't have to be tribalistic. It doesn't have to be in silos. We can love one thing and not hate the other.
Yep.
We can lift something up without putting something else down. I mean, that's what it comes down to. So I give kudos to Tony Khan for allowing the talent to make that decision. and to be a part of, of that celebration, because they were there. There are a lot of people in that AEW locker room that were there during the Cena run. And yeah, I mean, it would, it would just, it, it would be a big hole if they weren't a part of that. But yeah, I'm glad that he allowed it, and hopefully, the fans can do better when it comes to these silos and everything.
Yes. Yes. I want to see Cena versus Randy, 16 versus 16 title each. Who would get to 17, but Randy needs 2. James Grant says, I'm glad Tony gave permission for many AEW stars to thank Cena. Mark Henry made a video. Yeah, it wasn't shown. Mark talked a lot about him on Busted Open. They did an episode of Busted Open about Cena, and he talked a lot about him because he said if it weren't for Cena, Mark would never have won his only title that he got. So, yeah, Mark talked a lot about him. I give AEW credit for doing business in this regard. Kudos to Bruce Pritchard sending the message of love. I love you. You read this in Brother Love's voice? Yes. If you thought Cena is a very positive person, you should see Asuka. I love Asuka Nubenko. You don't have to prove anything to me about Asuka. Today it's video messages. Tomorrow it's Kenny and Roman. Well, I think we got a little way to go. Maybe so. But I think it's almost kind of like thinking that you're going to see a movie with Marvel and DC at some point down the line. You may. I know Kevin Smith jokes about that, saying that he wants to see it before he's gone. Somewhere down the line, see like a Batman versus Captain America, or like a Justice League against the Avengers down the road. And you may one day, but it's going to take some red tape. You have to get through a lot of that red tape. And a lot of people that are even higher up, maybe than even Vince and Tony, the stockholders, and it's gonna take a lot to get through that red tape. But maybe we'll see that someday. We'll see. Wrestlers from companies get treated sometimes like children in a divorce. Rich Swann versus Omega is what made me love Omega. He carried that match to a great finish. I don't like AEW as a whole, but I'm a fan of some of their talent. Ruby Soho, Adam Cole, Bobby Fish, Kyle O'Reilly, Britt Baker, and a few. When Cena goes into Hall of Fame, Mark Henry should do a little skit with that iconic jacket. I no doubt Cena will definitely be in the Hall of Fame someday. Absolutely. All right. What's next, Jeff?
All right. What's new with Sasha Banks?
Yeah, man, nobody really knows what the heck is going on with Sasha. There was rumors out there. Raj Giri on Twitter came out saying that she's definitely gone from WWE, cited sources and things. And then it came out a little bit later that, he still stands by that. But then it came out a little bit later from someone else that said, no, she is not gone. It's back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And it's one of those things that none of us have any reason to know. We're not going to find out. It's behind the scenes stuff. It's business stuff. We're not going to know until something happens, till it's announced to the press or announced to everyone. The thing that sucks is she's off TV. She's great. And we don't want to see her off TV wherever she would happen to go. But, she's talented enough that, I know she's probably, I think she's in the next season of The Mandalorian again. So I'm sure she's probably been working on that. But, yeah, the whole thing just stinks because she's the talent that she is. So I hope it gets resolved. I know the people that are out there that are big WWE people are hoping that Stephanie can step in, and Triple H or Stephanie can step in, and they can kind of talk to her and maybe get her to stay or re-sign her or whatever the case is with her contract. But on the other hand, there are probably people out there that are big AEW fans that are saying, "Oh my God, we'd love to get her on the show." Anyone would. Impact would love her in their knockouts division for sure too. But she's going to command a pretty good price, and she deserves it. She's done a hell of a lot of work, and but yeah, it's hard to know where this stands. It's one of those things that's just behind the scenes. You don't know. No one really knows. Nothing's been confirmed, and until that happens, we're just going to have to wait and see.
I have nothing to add to that. It's just we just got to wait and see.
Yep. It's a waiting game. Same thing with Naomi, and Naomi at least put out a text a few days ago, or a tweet a few days ago. So Naomi actually out there a little bit anyway, tweeting. So we'll see. It's a wait and see thing. Rumor has it that Sasha and WWE are trying to kiss and make. And we'll see. There are a lot of rumors, Dan. Tons and tons of rumors, and it's just hard to know what to believe and what not to. So, what's next, man?
Oh man, to start off out, well, not really even start off, but in the middle of our marathon of streams, 4 days of continuous streams.
Yes.
We got Against All Odds from Impact Wrestling, and it was a good night.
Yeah, it really was fun. Man, there was a lot of really cool. That thing with Raven and that match with Sammy and Moose. Oh dear Lord. Oh dear Lord. If you're squeamish, don't watch it, because I saw a man's arm filled with shards of glass, and all I could think of to myself was, oh dear Lord, when he goes in the back and he has to pick those out. Now, I told Jeff, tacks are one thing, and Jeff's got an affinity for tacks, and I can understand why. Tacks are one thing. At least you have a handle for a tack. You have that little top that you can go bloop. Now, not that that's fun, but when you have glass shards, they're just all different little tiny pieces that you're going to be going into your arm and digging out with either a tweezer or is something. Oh, I couldn't even. It's hard to even think about it. But that was insane. The only thing we didn't get was a toilet seat. I was a little disappointed we didn't get to see the toilet seat thing, because that was out there. But so many good matches. The Trey Miguel and Speedball Mike Bailey match was unbelievable. What great wrestlers those two are. The Josh Alexander Joe Doring match, very methodical. Very, very methodical match. They weren't in a hurry to do anything. Doring kind of was just stalking him a little bit around the ring, but again, very good match. Tasha Steelz and Jordan Grace, and again, obviously Jeff and I both, our thoughts and prayers with Tasha. We have not heard anything about her. They did put up the X at the end of that match because she came down really weird on her neck. So I hope she's okay. There has been no news, at least that I saw. And I've been looking. All I can say is I hope that everything is okay with her, and that she'll be okay. But we saw some great things. Giselle Shaw in the Influence, and taking, getting the better of Rosemary and Taya. So what's next with that? Because now it looks as if they're going to need a third. So who is that going to be? It was a fantastic show. And I'll tell you, Jeff, they impressed me with it for two reasons. One, just because the show was really good, and it wasn't one of their main pay-per-views. And two, they went up against the big boys.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't move their show. They could have. They didn't move it to Sunday or to another time. They went up against SmackDown, a go-home show. And they went up against Rampage as well, and had no qualms about doing it. So good for them. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. The the Moose and Sammy match was crazy. Man, I'll tell you though, the Machine Guns and Bay and Austin, that was a good match.
Yes, it was.
Seeing Noob and Co. brings up seeing Masha Slamovich go after Neil was a good moment. That lets us know who Masha is going after next. So I enjoyed that. Whenever a show not only resolves storylines but also sets up new ones, that's what Impact does better than anyone else, in my opinion. It's an always evolving cycle of stories. Seeing Macklin come down and pretending to be a cameraman only to attack Sammy. I said this during the stream. I didn't know I needed Sami Callihan and Steve Macklin. Now I'm saying I need that in my life. So, good another great show for Impact Wrestling. They keep knocking it out of the park.
Yeah, they really do. And the Masha thing where she says, and now when a woman gets that envelope of death, when she went to hand it off to her, Tennille's like, no, she's shaking her head. And then she gets the picture. She's got a big cross over her face. It's like, that's not good. Classic ECW, says James Grant. Callahan should have got some light tubes. Oh, God. There was enough glass in that bag for several light tubes. It was unbelievable. If you ain't at least checking out Impact, you better wake up, says Bonus Baby. Yes, and if you want to, come out and join us every Thursday night at 7:45 p.m. Eastern Time, because you really would enjoy it if you haven't watched it before. And I get it. People are going to say, well, it's on Access. I don't get it. I know, but you can pay the 99 cents. I mean, my gosh, that is cheaper than getting a Coke at a McDonald's now. So 99 cents, and you can watch it on their YouTube page. So, come out and check it out. Against All Odds was great. I admire the schedule decision, but I still would have had it on a Sunday finishing the weekend. JMO. And then I saw Phil Collins. Yeah, whenever I see that Against All Odds, I'm reminded of that song too. So, yeah, I get it. All right, dude. What's next?
All right. So, our last topic. Who's next for Jordan and Josh?
Speaking of Impact Wrestling, we have the two champions who both retained at the pay-per-view, and we didn't really get a glimpse of where either was going to go. We kind of thought that maybe somebody would show up and challenge Josh after that match, but we didn't. So that's a good question, and we can throw that out to the chat. Who, of course, of you who watch Impact, who's next for these two? Is Jordan maybe going to transition to Savannah Evans? Could it be Mia Yim? Could it be Deonna Purrazzo? Is it Mickey James? And who's next for Josh? Now that Macklin is going towards Sami, we kind of thought it would be Macklin. It could be, Dana says Eddie. Eddie is a good call. Eddie Edwards, especially with the whole Honor No More thing. Yeah, absolutely. So, man, I don't know. With Jordan, I don't know. I kind of think if there is a little bit of an injury with Tasha, then I would kind of think transitioning to a feud with Savannah would be smart, because they got the revenge angle where Savannah could have tried to revenge, her friend. So that would be smart to go to that. With Josh, I mean, sure. Eddie, yes. I'd love to see one of the New Japan guys get a crack, especially Jay White. Jay White and Josh, oh my gosh. Give me that all day.
Yep.
And if that's a build up to their next big pay-per-view, I'm good with that too. So maybe a tournament for title shots.
I'd like that.
Why not? Honor No More guys could definitely get involved. Some of them could get involved with title pictures. Would love to see Jonah and Josh. I could see Matt Taven going after Josh if Eddie fails. Josh and Claudio in an interpromotional match. Could you imagine? Josh versus Eddie, Jordan versus Chelsea Green. Could be Chelsea. Yeah, maybe Chelsea gets a shot. Impact better bring some women from the indies like Natalia Markova to face Jordan Grace. Yeah, we'll see, and that's why you got to come back on Thursday and check it out, because the new storylines will be starting. So you'll find out who they're going to get next and who's up next for these champions. So both won their titles and both are moving forward now. And we're going to see who's next for both of them. Wasn't Ospreay talking smoke about Josh? Oh, can you imagine?
I'd love that too.
Ooh.
Give me that. But yeah, I honestly think if you want to build it out, I'd do Josh versus Jay White at Bound for Glory.
Oh my God!
Like I would do that there. In terms of what's next, what I would like to see, and I know Speedball Mike Bailey did this, but I would love to see open challenges for a little bit. because right now you got a lot of emphasis on factions and tag teams in
Yes.
Impact. That's kind of where things are right now.
Yep.
You got Deanna and Chelsea that
Teaming
looks
up.
like a formidable team. So it's like, do you take them away from the tag team division, or do they go after the Influence, or do they go after Rosemary and Taya?
Yep.
You've got Honor No More, and they're kind of moving through the roster too. So there's a lot of things going on. I'd love to see some open challenges, to see some new matchups, to really put a spotlight on the champions. But I'd like to see that. I'd love to see Josh and Jordan kind of follow suit with what Speedball did. But I'm thinking maybe we get some open challenges, and I love the idea. Whoever came up with that of the tournaments, I really love that idea. So
yeah, you'd have to think that with Jordan, if she continues to have it right through Bound for Glory, and there's no reason to think why she wouldn't, that Masha is probably going to target her at that point.
Yeah.
And so you'll have Masha and Jordan at Bound for Glory. So, but yeah, tournaments are fun, man. It gives everybody a chance. You get people in it. I mean, hey, you can get a guy like Rich Swann, a guy like Chris Bay. You can get some people like them stepping up. I'd love to see Chris Bay get a shot at the title. Love it. I think he's fantastic. Ace Austin, getting a shot at the title. I think that's a great idea. Absolutely. Oh, God. Ospreay versus Alexander, says Tony. I do think open challenges for Impact would make it more fun. Title versus title, IWGP versus Impact. Could you imagine? Be amazing. I don't know if they do it, but it would be really, really awesome. Jordan versus Taya Valkyrie would be a good matchup. Yeah. I would love Havoc to win the belt when she comes back. Yeah. We don't know where Havoc is. Where's Havoc? Hashtag, where's Havoc?
Where's Havoc? Yeah.
She might be with Father James Mitchell, and that's bad news.
Yes.
That's very bad news if that's the case. So we'll see. Tune in Thursday. Segue. 7:45 p.m. Eastern Time. We will be there to find out. So if you don't watch, come out and check it out. All right, man. What's next?
What's next is everyone's favorite segment.
Everyone's favorite part of the show. It's time to air some grievances.
Here we go.
The airing of grievances. I got a lot of problems with you people. Now you're going to hear about it.
It's so funny. I chuckle every time I hear that. Look at the graphic. Rest in peace. I miss him. He was such a great actor. Between Seinfeld and King of Queens, those characters that he played, Arthur Spooner on King of Queens. Oh my gosh, what a great actor! Yes, it is time for us to air some grievances. And this week is Jeff. I'm going to give Jeff the microphone. Jeff's going to take over. I may chime in a little bit after Jeff's done, but this is Jeff's stage this week. It is time for Jeff to air some grievances. You are up, my friend.
All right. So I kind of hinted at it last night and a little bit earlier in the show, but I want to talk to wrestling fans because some of the fans are really pissing me off right now. I'll just say it that way. I might as well just be direct about it. Wrestlers are human beings, just like all of us. And they work hard at what they do. They train hard to do what they do. And the reason why these wrestlers do that is to entertain all of us. That's why they do it. They do it to entertain us. Moments like we saw last night with Liv Morgan, she's so emotional because one, that's an awesome moment for her, but two, she knows that she has a legion of fans that have been riding with her since day one, that have been supporting her, that want her to do well. And she deserved that moment. She absolutely deserved that moment. But then to have fans trash talk her, direct mean comments towards her. It's not right to see people talking about, oh, well, this person's a terrible wrestler. This person can't talk on the microphone. Yeah, it's okay to make observations about wrestlers and their abilities. But let's also remember that when we do that, we're talking about another human being. That person has feelings just like anyone else. You wouldn't want anyone coming to your job saying, you know what? Susie sucks at her job. Like, she just absolutely sucks. Susie's work rate is terrible. You know, Susie can't do this, she can't do that. No one talks about that. These people are people. You know, there was a time where it mattered about the characters, and some people could separate it. Maybe we've lost touch with reality because these wrestlers are so accessible now. Everyone feels like you have access to a wrestler or any celebrity because of a social media app. So you feel like maybe you don't have to respect them as much because they're a character. It's okay. It's okay. Good one, C. I like the way you think there.
Yeah.
But honestly, it comes down to, just because you see these people on Twitter, just because you feel like, you know, you can be critical, which is fine, be critical, but don't be a jerk about it. Like, again, recognize the fact that these people are wrestling injured, they're away from their families, all in the name of entertaining us.
Yep.
So when we say things about this wrestler sucks or this wrestler botched this move or that move, I've seen some wrestlers clap back at fans, and you know what? Kudos to you. I'm gonna play this real quick because kudos to you for clapping back, because the first question that I want to ask is, the next time next time someone starts talking about, oh, well, that was a botched move, or this spot was this, or this spot was that, my comeback to that is going to be, well, how many times have you done the wrestling training? How many bumps have you taken recently? You know, and if you haven't, then you don't know how hard it is. I know everyone wants to see perfect matches and have everything go as planned, but we're human beings. Wrestlers are human beings. They're going to make mistakes. It happens, but they're doing what they do for our entertainment. So just because you feel like you have access to these people doesn't give you the right to be a jerk to them. They're human beings just like the rest of us. And I'd really, really like it if people on social media would stop being jerks. And I'm keeping this PG. Stop being jerks and realize that these people are people too. And these wrestlers, if the roles were reversed and they came to your accounting job or your job at Walmart or your job at Subway, and they criticized, you know what? So and so didn't lay that cheese the right way on my sub. They suck. 2 stars.
A 2-star sub.
A 2-star sub. I can't get down with that. You know what? 1.5 stars. It was terrible because the bread to meat ratio was just off for me. So just be decent. Just be decent, because it makes you look like a jackass criticizing people when you haven't put in the time, the effort, the training, the blood, the tears, the sacrifices to go up and down the roads and entertain a bunch of people where some of them don't even appreciate what they do. They feel like all they have to do is criticize, and it's not right. So my advice to the fans that feel like you need to criticize wrestlers and put them down based on a mistake that they make, my question to you is, are you perfect? And two, when's the last time you took a bump? And I'm done.
Aretha Franklin's song Respect. RESPECT. It's a very easy word, but apparently it's hard to do, especially with the social media generation. It's hard to understand why sometimes. I know a lot of it's for attention. I know it. And listen, there's people that crave attention for many, many different reasons. They could have a horrible home life. They could be lonely. They could be many, 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 many different reasons. That does not give you the right, like Jeff said, to come out. And I see some disgusting stuff on Twitter, especially. Disgusting stuff. Alexa Bliss, again, had another comment made to her about someone coming and killing her husband. Like, oh my God. Really? First off, you've got to have you have to have a mental problem, something going on in your head to even type something like that. There's something wrong with you. I'll question, and it's a goofy thing, but since we're doing this, it happens a lot. What possesses a person, and we had it happen last night, to openly admit that they hate something, right? But yet, you're going to spend hours of your time of the day, and I think it's funny, invading a stream that's about the very thing you hate. And everybody's talking about the very thing you hate, and you're just going to sit there and listen to it. So every 4, 5, 6, 7 minutes or whatever, you're going to stick in a stupid comment about how you hate it. Where are your brains? There are so many better things in this world you could be spending your time on other than to do something that you hate. It's literally like I mean, I'm just trying to think of an example. It's literally like, and this is silly, but I hate onions. I hate onions. It'd be like me sitting and having a plate of onions in front of me and just letting them sit there and just smelling the onions and then just eating the onion. It's stupid. There's just no reason. It's like stupid. Why would you waste your time? And we know all of these people are fake accounts. So you take the time to go on Google with a fake email and make a fake account to sit in a stream of something you hate. Oh my gosh. Please, for the sake of all that's holy, please go and find something you like and do that. There has to be something someone likes. Like the dude that was in our chat last night. I mean, do you like, I don't know, do you like music? Do you like video games? Do you like, I don't know, do you like sitcoms? Go spend time doing that instead of spending time in a stream where and I know and that's a case of you're trying to get attention. That's all that is. You're somebody coming in, you're looking for attention. You're looking to get into an argument with people, but good God. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of work to do that.
It takes way too much effort. I mean,
like, it blows my mind.
Yeah.
I would never, ever, and there are some things that I can't stand. I would never sit there and go through all that trouble and think to myself, I'm going to make a fake account and I'm going to get this approved by Twitter and make a fake account. And sometimes you can't make it right away because it's taken. So then you have to go back and then you have to do something different. And then you have to, oh my God, I would never go through all that.
Never.
Never go through all that.
Never.
It
I wonder, Joe. I wonder if these people have unlocked something that we don't know about, and that's an
I
extra 12 hours in a day. Maybe
yes.
maybe a day is really 36 hours,
I just
and they just unlock this cheat code where they have more time than we do, because I don't have time to do crap like that.
just don't like. I mean, I feel sorry for them. I mean, the only thing I could think of logically in my brain is that they're maybe sitting in a dark room somewhere with, I don't know, like with nobody. Maybe they living with a grandparent or something who doesn't speak to them, and they're stuck in a room by themselves, and they're and that's all they have is to do something. But you would, oh man, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what makes an account fake. Well, you could, yeah, a lot of times you could tell. A lot of times you can tell, Larry. People, because what happens when you see someone come in and do that, they'll get blocked, and then 5 minutes later, and you know it's the same person because they're saying the same stuff. So they're not very smart. They come back and then they start doing it again. So that means they went out, they got blocked by that on YouTube, by us on YouTube, and then they go out and they make another account and come back. Man, dude, put that determination toward something else.
Yeah.
Put it toward, I don't know, getting your driver's license. Put it toward winning a video game. Put it toward, I don't know, making a 5-star meal. Take all that extra energy and do something better with it.
Or you can take that time to write a book, because
Write a book.
I mean, something.
There has to be something else you can do. It just, it blows my mind. But going back to Jeff's point, it's all about respect. Just be respectful. Just be respectful. They are entertainers, and I see it because my geek group that I manage, I see it in there, and I bounce people out of there because of it. Because they come on and they start going off about actors, this and that, and they suck. And this person is horrible and that. Do you not understand that they get lines to read? Do you not get that? Do you not get that writers write and then actors read? And actors, to the best of their ability, then try to play that particular part that the writer wrote? Do you not get it? So I see it there. And some of it is just disgusting. It really is. It's just disgusting. And like Jeff said, very well said on his part, they're just trying to entertain. That's all it is. They're trying to give us escapism for 3 hours a night, 2 hours a night, whatever the case might be. Just be respectful. You don't have to like them. In fact, a lot of them don't want you to, which is why they play heels. They don't want you to like them. You don't have to, but just be respectful. They're living, breathing people. Even though we don't see them up close, we see them on a TV screen or a movie screen. That doesn't make any difference. Just be respectful. They're just trying to do their job like everyone else, like Jeff said. There's no difference from them than that person that Jeff was talking about that's working in a subway. The person that's working in a subway is trying to do their job to the best of their ability because that's what they're getting paid to do. Just like the wrestlers are trying to do the job to the best of their ability and what they're given to do it with. Great stuff.
Yep.
Great stuff. Well, there you go. Another episode of Airing of Grievances. Nowadays, people don't think about what they say. They just say it. Yes. And it goes back, and I always go back to this, and Jeff knows what I'm talking about, the Herman Edwards speech.
Oh, yeah.
Herman Edwards was an ex-football player for the Philadelphia Eagles who became a coach. He used to go into meeting rooms with his football players when he would first meet them. So a lot of the rookies that would come in, he would sit them down in a room. And one of the first things he would say to them is, before you tweet, before you post, before whatever it is you do, stop and think. Stop and think before you hit that send button. That's what people need to learn how to do. Don't go in there all mad and all of a sudden, bloop, 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 and next thing you know, boop, and it's gone. Stop and think. So It's like getting a 99 on a final exam and somebody tells you you suck because you can't get 100. I like who I like. I don't care if they're heel or face, and even goes back and forth. Bruce Phillips. What's up, Bruce? How are you? You're hearing some of the explosions outside my house now. We're getting some ambiance on this.
There you go.
This July 3rd. So there you go. All right, moving on.
All right, so let's go to sell or no sell.
Sell or no sell. We are at the debate segment part of our show. It is called Sell or No Sell for those of you who are new maybe to the show, never came out for this before. Basically, we're going to sell or no sell a topic. You guys play along in the chat. You can sell or no sell this also. So, topic number 1, John Cena. We talked about John earlier. Should break Ric Flair's championship record. Jeff. Sell or no sell?
This is a tough one because part of me wants to say yes, but there's just something about the Nature Boy. I mean, maybe it'll be broken one day, but you know what? I'm gonna sell it, Joe.
Okay.
I'm gonna sell it.
I love it.
I think every record is meant to be broken, and I think the closest one to it, the closest people to it right now are going to be Cena and Orton.
Randy Orton. Yep.
So if it's going to be anybody, why not John Cena? Why not John Cena? I go back and forth on it. Don't get me wrong. I'm like back and forth, but I don't know. I'm still not sure as I'm saying what I'm saying because I mean Ric Flair. I grew up with Ric Flair, but yeah, I guess I'll say I'll love it.
It's funny because they had this very same discussion once on Busted Open with LaGreca and Bully Ray. Bully Ray tried to come at LaGreca, who did not like it, but he tried to tell him that, listen, Ric Flair's titles were not all with one company, and they weren't. John Cena's titles are all with one company. So they went back and forth, but LaGreca is a huge, huge classic NWA fan. He watched it growing up, and he loved Ric Flair. He said he was the kid who would go to wrestling matches where Hulk Hogan appeared and would boo the crap out of Hulk Hogan because he loved Ric Flair. So you're going to get that here. You're going to get people that don't want to see Flair's record be broken because it's one of those like things that should never be broken because Ric Flair is who he is. But then I am going to agree with Jeff, and I'm going to sell it, and I'm going to sell it because of the type of person, and I'm not saying Ric Flair is not a good person. I'm saying that the type of person that John Cena is, with all of the wishes that he's doing with Make-A-Wish, with everything else that he's done for charities and all that kind of stuff, the fact that he's done this in one company also, I think, does mean something. It doesn't make any less of what Rick accomplished with his titles because it was in a different era. It was in territories where you'd go and you'd put titles on the line in different places. That's just how it was. But I'm going to sell it as well. I think if anybody should, and nothing against Randy Orton, I love Randy, but I think that John Cena is, I guess the right word is deserving of it. So I think he should. And I hope Ric Flair is there to celebrate with him when he does. And maybe Rick comes out and kind of hands something over to him, gives him the title, and they have a big moment together because it's great. It would just be a great thing. And I think he deserves it. However he ends up getting it, whoever he ends up beating for it, how it works out. I think I'm going to sell it, and I think John deserves it. So, Big Dan is selling. Heather said, I prefer Cena versus Roman. I meant Cell. I'm abstaining, says the crew. Cell, says Marvin. Brandon says yes. No, I want Randy to do it. Alicia says Cell. Dylan says Cell. Brian says Cell. Heather says Cell. It would serve Flair right. Christopher says Cell. Definitely should, says Tony. Dana says Cell. James Grant says Cell. Alexa Bliss Gamer says Cell. Brian Coleman says Cell. A lot of cells. A lot of cells here.
A lot of, yeah.
Let me see. Records are meant to be broken, just like the streak by Taker. I really don't care about records. If Cena can still wrestle and be entertaining, then yes. If not, no. Jason says yes. After that plane ride from hell, I think Cena will. Bruce says sell. Marvin sells. Sean says so. Ric Flair doesn't have a value to WWE going forward. There's an entire generation now that has never seen Rick wrestle. True. Having Cena be the guy just makes business sense. Yeah. Alexa Bliss Gamer says sell. All right. Topic number 2.
Next one. The Motor City Machine Guns are one of the top 10 tag teams of all time. No sell.
We're going to Impact Wrestling. If you have not seen the Motor City Machine Guns wrestle, please go and check it out. You can look up any number of their matches, but ones that come to my mind that I watched most recently were them in the North when Josh and Ethan were together. Wow, what battles they were. These guys are great. These guys are absolutely great. Are they one of the top 10 tag teams of all time? So, absolutely. Absolutely.
I love it.
Yeah, these two are fantastic. Fantastic. And they're still fantastic today. They've been in some matches more recently that have been very close, if not 5-star matches. They are a tremendous tag team. And they're getting, they're a little older now. So a lot of times when you're tag teams, things change and some people get injured and things don't always end up working the way that they worked before. But these two guys are still at the top of their game all these years later. They're a staple of Impact Wrestling, and they're absolutely fantastic, Jeff.
Yeah, I'm gonna sell with you. I think they are definitely one of the top 10. I think that longevity means something too. The fact that they've been doing this long enough where they've had those battles with the Bucks, with America's Most Wanted, with a lot of the classic tag teams from Impact Wrestling, and Cell. I think they're in there. Now we can debate what place they're in. That's a different topic. They Bonus Baby saying Cell, but at number 10. They might be 9 or 10 for me, but they're in there. They're in there for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Wow, this is a really long one going out there, one after another. We all sell Ric Flair to second place. Lex Bliss Gamer said sell. Let's see who's going to sell with this one. Jesse said I'm good. Oh, hey, Jesse Callan. Hello, how are you doing? I'm good with him or Randy. I feel like Randy has been very faithfully there for so many years. Brian Coleman says sell for this one. Dana says no sell. Marvin saying sell. Christopher saying sell. James Grant saying sell. Looks like a lot of sells for this one too. Swack Fan, Bruce Phillips, Dylan McClure, Bonkers, Dana, the Coog. They're just outside my top 10, but definitely in 11 to 15 range. Bonkers says sell. Mark says, might surprise you. I'm going to no sell. The reason is because something you both said. Flair won those championships. I was talking about the Cena one. Flair won championships with companies while Cena stayed with WWE. Would breaking the record be considered for different companies or for just one company like WWE? That's what they were arguing. Because Bubba said that Cena's are all in WWE while Flair's were not. So that's what they're arguing about. But it was the number of titles that they were debating. So Newman Co. says sell. Bonus Baby says sell, but right at number 10. Larry Bongo says sell, though I could probably name 30 tag teams who should be in the top 10. No sell, they are nowhere near the top 10 ever, maybe top 25 or top 30, but not top 10. Brandon says yes. Alicia says top 15. The Kook says they are great, but I've seen a lot since 1981. Totally say, I know I missed it, Jesse. I was talking about the other topic. Sorry, I missed you. I know you've been there for a little bit. All right. What's topic number 3?
Topic number 3. Claudio will hold a championship in AEW.
This is a weird one because, good God, I want to say I hope so. But then it's what reality is. Man, I'm going with my heart instead of my head. I'll say sell it because of how he have it worded.
I love it.
The fact that he says hold a championship, not
A championship.
yes. So because of that fact, I'll sell it. I'm a little skeptical because of what we've seen with ex-WWE stars in AEW. So I'm a little skeptical about it. We'll see. But I'm going to sell it for now just because there's more than one championship out there. You have the TNT championship. You have other things going on. So will he win one of them? Yeah, I think the chances are pretty good. So, yeah, I'll sell it.
Okay.
What about you, Jeff?
I'm gonna sell it.
I love it.
I think he can. A lot of people have criticisms of how AEW has handled the TNT championship. I think he can take that championship and really, really establish it and be a long time champion. I think that's the rub that a lot of people have with it is that, I think someone even said it as like a hot potato. Maybe he can come in and establish a lengthy reign and maybe make some people feel a little bit differently about that championship. But I definitely think he'll hold one. Is it the AEW championship? That I'm not sure of, but I think either the TNT title or the All Atlantic title, I think he'll hold.
Yeah, I can see that. James says sell. Dana says sell. Marvin says sell. Brian says no sell. Bonker says sell. Swackfan says no sell. Christopher says sell. Tony says sell. He can hold a hot potato TNT championship, like Jeff was saying. Alicia says sell, but with question marks. Dylan says sell. Sell All Atlantic will be the first one, says the Coog. Swackfan says, hoping I'm wrong, but I'm saying no sell. Sell, he'll win the AEW World Championship next year's Double or Nothing in a banger against Bryan Danielson in an Iron Man match. Brandon says yes. Claudio better be a champ some point down the line. Sell. Bruce says sell. John says sell. I can sell on a championship, maybe, but definitely not the world one, which is a bummer. I really like Cesaro. I'm going to sell this. I don't think he'll be AEW champion, but TNT champion tops. These people need to stop a little fight. Oh, I know. Please believe me.
Both sides, buddy.
They'll be going until probably 1 a.m.
Yeah.
And I got to get up for work again tomorrow. To be honest, I wanted to beat all the Atlantic Championship, or I wanted to get the Atlantic Championship from PAC. TNT probably. What about ROH TV title or ROH title for TNT? Am I correct? They just crowned PAC the All Atlantic champion. He didn't even give it a promo this week, or did I miss it? No, he has the All Atlantic Championship. Yes, that's like their pass around title, so guys can say they have an accolade in AEW. Yeah, it doesn't mean a whole lot, does it? Yeah, a little weird. But anyway, let's hope our one of our favorite wrestlers does get an opportunity to hold the title. So, yep. All right. I believe that's it for our debate segment. Thank you all for playing along, and we are moving on. What do we got next?
We are going to book a wrestler, Joe, and got a new little graphic up for that too. So,
all right, here we go. We're going to see a new graphic for book a wrestler. So we are going to, and what we do in this segment is we pick a wrestler, and look who it is. It's Suya. We haven't seen Sue for quite a while. Sue, of course, had a baby. Obviously, congrats to her. But we haven't seen Sue in a good long time. Kind of one of those other wrestlers that you are kind of expecting her to come back at any point in time. And who knows? Maybe she'll be that third person that we were talking about, maybe for Taya and for Rosemary. We don't know. But Sue Young is our Booker wrestler for this week. It's funny because I put out last Sunday, I think, not today, but the week prior, I put out something and asked people for some suggestions for our show. One of them, I think it was more than one, probably got 3. I think that were saying, how about you do a Booker wrestler? I'm like, you really need to come out and watch our Sunday show. Because We've been doing this since the start. So yeah, we do this, and we always take suggestions. So if you have a suggestions for this segment, please let us know. You can put a comment in below the video here tonight. You can leave us comments, DMs, whatever on Twitter. You can send comments on our Facebook page, whatever. But let us know if there's a particular wrestler you would like to see in this segment. So book a wrestler. Su Yung. I've never seen any of Su Young's work, and I don't want to say stuff that can't be done or has already been done. That's okay, Beast Club. It's all good. It's all good. We're not all going to know everybody. It's all good. Su Yung and Havoc to win the tag team championship titles. Su Yung versus Abaddon is still on my list. Oh, that was you, Newman Cole. Okay, yeah. So see, we do these. Su Yung and Havoc should win the Impact Tag Team titles. All right, Jeff, go ahead.
All right.
How?
Noob, are you saying that you want us to do like a separate video? So like do this like a pre-record of book a wrestler, like take more time than what we do on the show? Let us know.
Yeah, maybe that is what you meant.
Let us know. Man, what I would do to bring Sue back is I would still have her at odds with Rosemary and Decay, and I would have her come in. Now hear me out. I would have her summon the help of another knockout and create a tag team. And that way you can feud with Decay. You can play mind games with the Influence. You can play mind games with Tasha and Savannah, provided that Tasha's okay and able to do that. And then you could also play games with Chelsea and Deanna. I would love to see her come in to bring her back into the fold, because I wouldn't want to have her do any kind of singles work yet, because I don't want to see her lose to Jordan Grace. I want to see Jordan Grace have a long title run. But I would bring her into a tag team, make it creepy, make it fun. And oh my goodness, Heather just said Sue and Masha.
Oh yeah, dude.
I would love that. I would love that. Or if you want to have them split, why not have Sue and Havoc? Yes, that's what you did. Christopher, you just read my mind. Sue and Havoc versus Rosemary and Taya. I would love that. So that's how I would book her to bring her back.
That'd be awesome. I have to share with you guys here. I don't know if you ever saw this. That is Sue Young's Christmas card that I got sent this past Christmas. She was doing Christmas cards for people, and that is her autograph there, of course. And then on the back, she wrote, "Thank you, Joe, for all of the support. Happy Undead Holidays and a Happy New Year." So that is Sue Young's autograph. So I was really, really pleased with that. It was very cool. Yeah, so Sue is, by the way, I got sent from a friend of mine, sent me a very, very creepy Sue Young mask, which is very cool. So I've got that added up to my creepy shelf where the Bray stuff goes and all that kind of stuff. So, I wouldn't change much about Sue Young because I like what she does. And like Jeff said, I wasn't introduced to Impact until recently when we started doing the show. So I did not get to see. Now, I can remember early on when we first started our show that C would share some videos from Impact when Sue was going up against Rosemary. I would absolutely love to see that happen when I could watch it. I went back and watched some of the videos, and it's some amazing stuff. If you guys love horror stuff and the supernatural, it's fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic. I get a little creeped out. I'm not gonna lie. When they had all the brides there and all that kind of stuff, yeah, there's some contortion going on. There's some, I kind of have to say I'm getting a little more used to that now because there was a lot of that in Stranger Things.
Yeah.
A whole lot of that. I was getting a little bit like, I was kind of getting a little uncomfortable. But I wouldn't change much about Sue's character. She just plays it so well. She also has the multiple personalities where you have Susie, or you have Sue, or so it's a great character. So I don't think you really need to touch up that character very much. But you do have to figure out, like Jeff said, how to kind of bring her back. Because she's been gone for a while. So obviously Father James Mitchell's now has recently been reintroduced. So he's back. That could very well be an easy entrance for Sue to come back as well, because Father James Mitchell he's kind of the, if you don't watch Impact, he's kind of like the Brother Love character, not Brother Love. He's kind of like the Paul Bearer character type guy. He's the guy who's, messing with all these, the hellish spirits and all this kind of stuff. And so the fact that he's there, I think it's very simple to bring her back into the fold. And yes, I saw the comments about the Undead Brides aren't there anymore. I get it, but listen, they have enough female wrestlers there that I'm sure that they can make Undead Brides out of some of them. I don't think that's a problem. Put a little makeup on them and stuff like that, have them come out and do things. I don't think that'd be an issue at all. The thing with Rosemary, I think, is a must. I have to see that feud. I would absolutely love it. Somebody mentioned Masha and her. Oh boy. That's a contrast of styles, and the thing is who can scare Masha Slamovich? Because Masha's the one scaring everybody else, putting all these targets on everybody's back, saying, "Yeah, I'm gonna kill you." Who can scare her? Remember in other wrestling promotions when you think there's this really big character, nobody can scare that person, and yet someone oftentimes comes and does. Very easy to bring her in something like that as well. So I hope she's back soon. We don't know. There hasn't been any confirmation that she's definitely coming back. I would imagine she would be. She always retweets. If you follow her on Twitter, she's always putting stuff out there about Impact and retweeting things and stuff like that. So I would imagine she will. But of course, she's being a mom, and that can take a little while to get back from, as we all saw with Becky Lynch and stuff like that. So, and Ronda Rousey. But how to bring her back? I think it's a pretty easy way to do it. And I think, bring her back with, like Jeff said, with Decay. In a feud with Rosemary would be, yes, absolutely yes. I would be so down for that. So down for that, just to see it and just to watch it live. I would absolutely love it. So absolutely think it's great. Sue Young's face paint and character is definitely Lucha Libre style. Oh, I love Father James Mitchell. Kick Doomsday. Brandon saying ECW. The one thing I've seen of Sue was when she was with Tennille. That's mostly it. Okay. All right. I have a suggestion. I'm not sure if you did Cesaro while he was at WWE, but how would you book him in AEW now that he's there? Good suggestion. We could certainly do Claudio. Sure. Yeah. We could certainly do that. Sue and Tian Shaw from NXT, currently Wendy Chu in NXT. Wow, that's cool. Okay. Sue Young versus Taya for the AAA Reyna de Reyna's title would be a blast. Her persona is tailor-made for that. Yeah, that'd be good.
That would be good.
That's a great suggestion. I think Book a Wrestler should be its own thing because the discussion could go on for hours. We can look into that. I mean, nothing says we can't spawn off of this show and give something a little more time. Sure, we can look into that if it's something you guys think you would like. It doesn't always have to be live, like Jeff was saying. We could do a recorded segment of it. But yeah, we'll definitely, you can look into that, sure. Her Undead Bridesmaids have been written off TV. Not sure how I would book her. What Book a Wrestler haven't we done? Hard to say because we've done a lot of them.
We've done a lot.
We'd have to really go back and research that because we've done a lot of them. I know we started with Wyndham was our very first one.
Yep.
So we've done quite a bit of them. So it'd be kind of tough. We'd have to go back and look though. Derek says, "Book me versus Aldous." Good Lord. Different topic, but Father James Mitchell needs to help out Decay. Black Taurus and Crazy Steve would be amazing tag team champions. Yeah, absolutely. Watching the podcast and a fireworks show at the same time. How awesome is that? Well, there's a fireworks show going on outside both of our houses, so I'm sure if you're hearing that, then yes. All right. That's our Book a Wrestler segment. Hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
We're moving on.
Now we're going to favorite moments of the week.
All right, guys, play along. What were your favorite moments of this past week of wrestling? And there were a lot of stuff to choose from. You had a pay-per-view on Saturday. You had a pay-per-view on Friday. If you watch Impact, you had a big blood and guts match on Wednesday. You had some big matches on NXT. You had a lot of stuff going on Raw. You had an AEW pay-per-view the week before. There are tons of things to choose from here. So let us know what I'm sure that all of you had favorite moments this week, because how could you not? There's just so much stuff going on. So what were your 3 favorites? We're going to tell you ours. Jeff, what was your number 3?
Oh man, my number 3, as that big boom just happened.
Yeah, I know.
My number 3 of the week will be now I'm ordering them in my head right now, but
Yeah.
I've got to say the Frankie Kazarian Chris Sabin match on Thursday night was number
Nice.
3, which is hard to say because there were some. I mean, that was a great match and it should probably be higher, but my other 2 are just a little bit above that. But they put on a heck of a match, brought me back to old times, and I really enjoyed it. So that was my number 3.
My number 3. I'm going to make it a kind of a 2-parter, but it's both the same thing. Seeing Raven, again, was very cool. And Raven looks good. He had that little scruff going, kind of like Brock Lesnar. So it was great seeing him. He was a big part of my wrestling past. I watched a lot of ECW. It was on here where I live in Pennsylvania. It would come on at 12:30 a.m. on a Saturday night all the time, and I watched it every single week. So it was great seeing him. And that match was freaking bonkers. I've seen some really, really crazy, violent matches in my lifetime. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that. And that one, it was insane. It was absolutely insane. It was fun as hell watching. And kudos to Moose and Sammy for putting their bodies on the line, because they certainly did.
Man.
And like I said, I'm talking about the glass in his arm and how long it must have taken him to pick all that glass out of there and everything else. And then you got you got more moments added to it when Macklin came in out of nowhere. So I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. It was a whole lot of fun. So that was my number 3. Let me see what we've got here from the chat real quick, and we'll go to number 2. Christopher says Liv Morgan winning Money in the Bank and SmackDown title. That's number 1. James says 3 was Nikita versus Mandy Rose. C, Liv winning on SmackDown, Liv winning on Raw, Liv winning on Money in the Bank, Liv Morgan winning the title. It was a very Liv week for C Wrestling. Number 3 was Cena's 20-year appearance. I'm going to say it right here. No beating around the bush. Liv Morgan, number 1. Derek says Moose and Sammy. Number 2 is Claudio. Number 3, Liv's Hell of a Night. The Kook says Ospreay and Orange Cassidy. Banger match at Forbidden Door. Yeah, I heard. I didn't get to see it. I heard about it, and I heard it was an awesome match. Yep. Alexa Bliss Gamer says the 6-woman tag from SmackDown. Liv winning Money in the Bank and cashing in at Alexa Bliss versus Liv Morgan. Beast Club. My favorite moments was 3 Luchasaurus coming out and demolish Serpentico. 2 Brody King winning the Battle Royal, and 1 Sting nipple twisting El Fantasmo. Must have been fun.
Yes, he did.
That's awesome. Ravens Flock says Brandon. Marvin says Liv winning the title. Claudio debut and Blood and Guts. Mark says don't forget the Legos. Yes. When have you ever seen Legos in a wrestling match? And everybody knows how bad they hurt when you step on them.
Woo.
Yep. Jesse says Liv Morgan cashing in a winning title. Liv Morgan winning Money in the Bank. Vince coming out to introduce Cena because I have a twisted sense of humor. Yes, I've lived LIV, the best life this week. I swore up and down that C might have written that show last night.
He might have.
I was wondering if you got a job writing for WWE. Liv winning Money in the Bank. Claudio debuting Blood and Guts. Dax versus Will Ospreay. Cesaro debuting AEW. Liv winning Money in the Bank. John promos. Or John. Ooh, wait a minute. John met promo scenes there. Gus? The mystery video on Money in the Bank. Yeah, that's going to be up there for a lot of people, isn't it? Jeff, what's your number 2?
Man, my number 2 of the week, I want to shout out 2 pay-per-views against all odds. I want to shout out in Forbidden Door. I didn't get a chance to watch it until much later after the fact. So yeah, those 2 pay-per-views for me were really good. I'll be honest with you, Forbidden Door pay-per-view was long. A lot of AEW pay-per-views are, but I was entertained the entire time. So
There you
good
go.
stuff.
C says, WWE did follow me on Twitter. You just never know. Dylan says 3, Cena's 20th, Liv winning the Money in the Bank, and Liv winning SmackDown Women's title. Brian, Liv getting a Money in the Bank briefcase. That show was so catered to see last night, you think?
Yeah.
The only thing that would have been better was if we found out that promo was Wyndham coming back to WWE. Then I would know without a shadow of a doubt that he had something to do with it. Without a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah.
I can discuss how much Brody King could be a top guy in AEW, but I don't think he will defeat the interim champion Bryan Danielson being on WWE Raw. Yeah, the promos and stuff like that. All right. My number 2. Man, so much good stuff. Yeah, I'm going to go with the debut of Claudio / Cesaro. Again, we talked on this show, and I can remember way back when we first started. We talked on this show about we used to do favorite wrestlers and things like to talk about like our top 10s and things on Twitch and stuff. And we mentioned Cesaro many, many times on this show. I have a lot of respect for him because of how he acted, how he didn't come out and kind of trash anybody and all that kind of stuff. And he just did what he was told and asked to do. And he definitely deserves this opportunity. I'm going to watch with intent. And I hope that he does get that chance that I believe he deserves. And that's to be on top of the mountain. Hey, listen, maybe this is redemption. Maybe this year can be looked upon as being the redemption year for a lot of people. We already got it for Liv, and maybe we'll get it for Claudio as well, which would really, really be awesome. So, yeah. This past month has been booked by C. Alexa, Liv have been teaming up. I'm watching Great American Bash 2007. OMG, I totally thought Jeff was doing a John Cena impression after that transition. He did. You can't see him. All right. Jeff, what's your number 1?
We might have the same number 1.
Yeah, I'm thinking we do.
My number 1 is Liv Morgan not only winning the Money in the Bank ladder match, but cashing in and doing so successfully to win her first title, their first championship. I was so happy, and I actually sent C a DM saying I'm so happy for you because I know that was a special moment. And when you're a fan of someone and they're able to capture that goal, it's a special moment. So that's my number 1 for the week.
Yep. Yeah, I can't vote for anything else. It was a mark out moment. And it's a moment that a lot of people are going to remember for the rest of their lives, and Liv, of course. It was just one of those special things. You didn't expect it. I didn't expect it. And when I saw her come out, I'm like, what? And like I said, I was intently watching, thinking to myself, they're not going to give it to her. She's going to blow her shot. And I'm like, no. And then all of a sudden it turned around and she won. It's just a great moment.
Yeah.
And you get that in wrestling. You just have to, it's not going to happen every single week, but you do get them. And when you get stuff like that, it's special. And you're living a dream with that wrestler. She's sharing a dream of hers with everyone on that television screen at that particular time. And can't be more happy for her. Can't be more happy for her fan base, of which I'm a part of. But, I know there's people who are really huge fans of Liv, like C and others. And I can't be more happy for them because that takes me back to, when I was growing up with certain wrestlers, and they were guys who, for me, I can go back to Rock's dad. When I was a huge fan of Rocky Johnson, and when he won the tag team titles with Tony Atlas, it was huge because Rocky I wanted him to win the title so badly, and he would get there. And he'd get to that top match and he wouldn't be able to get over the hump. And then when he finally won that title, it was like, oh my God. And I was a young man. I was probably maybe 9 or 10 when he won. And I can remember watching and be like, oh, he won. I was so happy. And it's just a cool thing. It's just a really cool thing. It's like when everybody marked out when Wyndham won his title.
Mm-hmm.
When he beat Finn Balor. Or not Finn Balor. Oh my God, what am I thinking? Not Finn Balor. When he beat Seth, thank you very much. Or Randy Orton. Seth. Yeah, the Seth one is the one I was thinking of. And how everybody went nuts when he won. It's always cool. Yeah, everybody has their favorites. And when that favorite wins, you're celebrating it with them. So very, very cool. They did it so well. They pushed 100% success rate for the women's case. The Ronda ankle lock was heartbreaking. And then the most devastating move of all time, and Liv Morgan wins. Yeah, the roll up. It's a roll up. Yeah, absolutely. It was written very well. I personally never was over Liv Morgan, but she deserved that title. I don't think it was top 3 or top 10. I think there were better things that happened, even when it's a packed week. Best feel-good moment in ages, says Deanna. Liv winning all week. There were a lot of great moments in wrestling this week. P.S. I shared my actual number 3 above if you all want to read it. I'll go back to it in a second. John Cena on Raw 2, Street Profits versus Usos. That's a great match. Yeah. Liv winning the Money in the Bank, winning SmackDown. By the way, I was a fan of Liv even when she was on her own in NXT, just like Ruby. It is the most devastating move. Let me see what Jesse's number 3 is, if I can find it. My number 3 is Sheamus and McIntyre teaming up against the Usos, but couldn't recall if that was this week or last week. Also, that promo when I thought it was Bray would be, yeah, that's going to be a big moment for everybody too. But I think now that everybody realizes it's not Wyndham, it kind of might have gone down a little bit in people's books. Although I'm still kind of excited to see where it goes with Edge. If they do a Brood 2, I'm in. I'm absolutely in. The most devastating move in all of sports entertainment, the surprise roll. Yes. Question. I heard reports that Ronda was pushing for Liv to cash in. That's the rumor. That's apparently the rumor. Don't know, but that's apparently the rumor, and it's out there. So, all right. Well, there you go. They are our top 3 moments of what was a jam-packed week in professional wrestling. I hope you guys had a great time this past week, because if there wasn't something you could find to enjoy, man, I really almost have to kind of question if you're really a wrestling fan, because there was stuff out there for everybody. There really, really was.
Yep.
Edge as Brood, all in. Yeah, me too. If they use that old thing, I marked out already a few times when he came out to that old Brood entrance. That was more recently. So if they do that again, oh my God, yeah. Give me, you know what? I don't even care. Give me the fangs. Bring back the fangs. Bring back the entrance in the fire. Bring back Gangrel to men. I don't even care. Yeah, I'm all in on that. All in on that. All right. We're done with that. What's up next?
Well, we have the lighter side of the ring. So we've got Jesse.
Jesse is here. This is the lighter side of wrestling that we do on a weekly basis. This segment has been going back to the first time that Jeff and I pretty much have met Jesse, to another stream we all used to attend. And this leads back to that, and it's pretty cool. how you can look back and see that this goes all the way back to the beginnings, and kind of like our show does. So you can see the seats up there, the mic's warmed up, and Jesse, we're ready when you are. Please, if you're new to our channel, and I think I saw a few people new in here tonight, so thanks for coming out. This show doesn't often get a lot of views probably because of the night it's on, and also because it's not a live show or a watch along or anything like that. But this is Jeff and I. This will always be in our hearts because this is our bread and butter. This is what we started with. This is where we started. Was this particular show. So if you're new to our channel, please hit the subscribe button. I think we're 55 people away from 3,000 to our YouTube channel. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. Make sure you hit the like on the stream for us tonight as well. That gets our name out there, gets the video out there. Share it if you think that other people may enjoy it. And also make sure you hit the notifications button so that you know when we have future content. Now, this week, we're a little late this week, obviously, because we got the holiday tomorrow. So the holiday tomorrow means no Abbeys. There won't be an Abbeys this week on Monday because we got the 4th of July. So we will be back on Thursday. Impact Wrestling, 7:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to watch along for that. That is the show following Against All Odds. So there will be new things going on. So come out and check it out. If you haven't checked out Impact, please come out. If you're not doing anything on a Thursday night, if you've got time, if you have, can pull and lock off a couple hours between 8:30 and 10 or however you're watching it on Access 9 and 8 and 10, come out and check it out. Because it's been really, really good. And it's a lot of fun. It really is. No pressure. There's not a lot of that fan battling going on watching Impact, which is kind of nice. So come and check it out. And then we're going to be back here next week, but we've got a little something different next week. Jesse's got 8 jokes. And C says, spread the word. Callan's Corner is better than sleep medication. It's the best way to send everyone off to bed. It's kind of like melatonin, tired and ready to sleep. If they don't use it, to fall asleep itself. We got something a little different for you next week on this very show. So we will start like we did this week. We'll cover all the news and everything like that. We'll go over that. And then after that, we're going to turn it into a top 10. We are going to give our top 10 all-time favorite wrestlers, all time. So from the time that I was watching when I was 7, 8 years old up till now, we're going to go back and we are going to name our top 10 wrestlers of all time. A lot of people ask us that. A lot of you guys ask us in the chat, who's your all-time favorite? You will find out right here next Sunday night. So come back and join us. We're going to go over the news. We'll do a little stuff. If we have a grievance, we'll share it. And then we'll go over the top 10, our top 10 wrestlers of all time. And we already said that Tazzy and Jody are welcome to join if they want. And so we may have more guests in here with us as well. But yes, we will do top 10 for you guys next Sunday night. Good night, Christopher. Thank you very much for the comment and the compliment. Appreciate that. All right, here we go. Jesse's ready. Number 1. Did you hear about the first restaurant to open on the moon? It had great food, but no atmosphere. C's riled up, Jesse. So I think you're gonna be in trouble. Did they fake that too, just like you fake being funny, Jesse? Yes, C's riled up. Oddly enough, he is asleep, and I was just about to lay him down, says Jesse. Stay safe. You too, Chris. Have a great rest of your night, man. Thanks for coming out. Heather Wright says, drum roll. Oh, see, I don't have to fake. I am funny. Oh, man. Hey, if I don't get to say it before we head out, have a very happy and safe 4th of July as well.
I'm going to see it. I'm going to see if this has sound. If it does, I apologize, but happy 4th, everyone.
There you go. There you go. Have a safe and happy holiday and enjoy your 4th of July. If you're not celebrating tonight, if you're absolutely celebrating tomorrow, stay safe with the fireworks and stuff. Number 2, why is Peter Pan always flying? Because he never lands. I love this joke because it never grows old. That's even a little pun. Pun at the end. A little pun. Oh, I thought the show was over. LOL. I'm going to stay. Oh, yeah, you might want to stay for this part, Chris. Oh, a subscribe, says Brandon. Thank you, Brandon. We appreciate that. Happy 4th to everyone as well. No, Jesse, you're not. The baby has gas. It's not laughing. That's not a good audience indicator at all. Oh, Marvin says happy 4th. Brandon says happy 4th. Yes, yes. Enjoy your 4th of July holiday. All right, we're at number 2. We're waiting for number 3. Number 3. Oh. Don't forget to watch Raw tomorrow night, as if you would. There might be more of those promos. We might get another one of those Edge promos tomorrow, so we'll see. Number 3. A man wakes up from a coma. His wife changes out of her black clothes and irritated remarks, "I really cannot depend on you in anything. Can I?" Jesse's going a little dark tonight again.
Yeah.
Little dark.
Little dark.
Yeah. I have a joke for you. What do you call a magic owl? A Houdini.
Oh, that was okay.
Okay. All right. I like it. Chris likes Jesse's jokes. See?
Of course, see
Oh,
wrestling,
Gosh. Happy 4th, John Rosado, to you too.
See wrestling is occupying the heckler section.
Yes, see wrestling is right up there with Waldorf and Statler in the heckler section. Jerry Springer incoming, says he. Number 4. Do you want to hear a construction joke? Sorry, I'm still working on it. Oh, if you gotta go with a smile, as Jack Nicholson in Batman would say. Credit goes to Van Noss Gaming for that joke. There you go. Look at that. He's even giving credits to the joke. Look at you, Beast Club. You go. You go. Oh, my gosh. WWE Raw on 4th of July. Yeah. That should be interesting, right? Yeah. The Independence Day, 4th of July. A Muppets reference. Absolutely. Why not? I love the Muppet Show. When I was a kid, loved it. Typical first-time mom. Never gets around to anything they intend to do. But yes. Oh my God, I love the Muppets. Love the Muppets. I watched that when it was first on, and all the way through. I love some of the episodes. Alice freaking Cooper was on the Muppet Show.
On the Muppets, yep.
Saying "Welcome to my nightmare," and it was creepy as hell too. His is a good joke. What goes good with peanut butter firecrackers? I just served this up. Serve this up. Is that what you meant to say? Number 5. This one made me think of your act, Joe. What was Moses' wife Zephora known as when she'd throw dinner parties? The hostess with the Moses. Hostess with the Moses. Oh my God, Brian, you're going back to my time with that one. What's black and white and red all over? A newspaper. There was also, what was the other one with that one? What's black and white and red all over? There was a bad joke with that one too, like something dead. I forget what it was. I think Lashley will do an open challenge since it's 4th of July. Yep. I think C is starting to fall asleep.
Uh-oh.
I think he's starting to fall asleep. The melatonin is working its way down. Oh my gosh. Man. Oh man. We're waiting on number 6. A nun falling down the stairs. That was the one. Yes. I used to read those books back in the 80s called Truly Tasteless Jokes. Some of them were bad. Like when you went to a bookstore trying to buy one of those as a kid, you couldn't. They were like ages 18 and up. You couldn't buy them. They were the ones that had the dead baby jokes and all those things, and like really, really poor taste jokes. They really were. And they had volumes of those books. And that was probably in that one. Yeah. Was it? There was something about Something about a blender. I can't remember that one.
Mm.
I got another joke. I could use some hot sauce. We don't got any, but C is a good substitute. Here's 6. The doctor gave me some cream for my skin rash. He said I was a sight for psoriasis. That's very clever.
That is very clever.
That was very, very clever one. That was clever. I like that one. Oh my gosh. Ew, Jesse, shower, God's sake, shower. Oh my God. What a good group of people we have, isn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah. It's a fun group, man.
Oh my gosh, where would we be?
Yeah.
Where would we be? You guys are hilarious.
I guess I'll make my announcement since I'm with family. Once
Yeah,
Jesse
absolutely.
gets done, I'll make my announcement.
Oh yeah, okay. I think I know what you want to talk about. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I ran out of my dark humor source. I need to find a new one. Oh no. I'm telling you, Jesse, look up Truly Tasteless Jokes. That'll have dark humor for you for years. Years. How about the mommy jokes? Mommy, why do I keep running around in circles? Shut up or I'll nail your other foot to the floor. Yep. Mommy, why aren't we having spaghetti again? Shut up or I'll pull the veins out of your other leg. Telling you. Go check out Truly Tasteless Jokes. Oh. Man, I think C has better jokes than Jesse. Now that's a jester you can execute. Number 7. Where does a waitress with only one leg work? IHOP. Of course it's IHOP. Where would we be? Watching someone else and wasting more time. Now that's a flashback. Oops. This is public. Oh, well. Yeah, you're right. Rodney Dangerfield. Oh. Rodney. You get no respect. I shall look that up, says Jesse. Yes, yeah. Look up Truly Tasteless Jokes. I'm sure they're probably all out there somewhere without having to buy them. Rodney Dangerfield had a good one. Yeah. Rodney was great in Caddyshack.
Yes, he was.
Was fantastic. What a character he played, and I love that movie. I could watch it over and over again. Yeah, Rodney was fantastic.
And so many of his movies back then were so good. What was it? Back to School?
Back to School,
yeah.
Yes.
I love that movie. That's one of my favorites.
Yes. There are some great comedians in the 80s.
Yeah.
Really great comedians. Robin Williams, Eddie Murphy, Richard Pryor. Oh my gosh. I know I'm missing some. But there were some really, really great comedians. Isn't that disability discrimination, Jesse? Uh-oh. Another black and white and red all over, a penguin in a blender.
Oh.
I was thinking of one with a blender, but I think the one I was thinking of was a frog in a blender, but I don't know. That might have been one with green in it or something like that, but yes. Back to School, Chef's Kiss. It's a great movie. Great movie. Oh, my God. Robin, see, if you never listened to it, and if you just know Robin from the movies, you need to listen to Robin Williams live at the Met. The comedy album that he did in 1984, 85, I want to say. It's one of my favorite comedy albums to ever listen to. It is tremendous. Absolutely tremendous. If you've never listened to that, go and find it. And I'm sure you can probably find it on YouTube or wherever, but go and find it. I almost bought the vinyl. I found the vinyl copy of that. I think they wanted like $5-6 for it. I was going to buy it because I haven't heard it in such a long time, but it is probably one of my favorite comedy albums I've ever listened to. He was incredible.
Tremendous.
He was incredible. I like the one where he has with Jackie Gleason. Jackie, you look thin. How did you do it? I just stand next to fat people. I love Jackie Gleason too. I love The Honeymooners. I still watch it to this day. Every New Year's Eve when they do marathons of it, I still watch it. I love it. Number 8. Here we go. Friend told me today. I asked my phone, Siri, why am I still single? And it activated the front camera. That was a good one.
That's a good one.
That was a very good one. Classic movie. It's a shame Robin Williams isn't here today. He could jump in here and show Jesse some real comedy, where we all actually laugh. Oh.
The heck.
Heather says, I'm an idiot. I didn't get the last joke at all. You can take it to Apple Repair Shop, Jesse, if you broke the camera. Oh, my God.
Oh, man.
It's good to have a laugh.
Yeah, it is.
There's our pop vinyls. We really need. See, you know what? Now we have to. We really have to get pop vinyls made.
We do. We do.
That'd be amazing. I love it. Oh my gosh! What do you call a dinosaur wearing a cowboy hat and boots? A Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Oh, I like that, James Brent.
That's a good one. Jackie is Buford T. Justice. Oh my gosh! In Smokey and the Bandit.
Smokey and the Bandit.
Yep. Oh, it was funny,
Oh,
Jesse.
man.
Thank you, says Bonkers LFC. Maybe because I use an Android, says Heather Wright. Oh, you're one of those. You're one of those Android people. Don't encourage her. She'll have 9 next week, and then you'll regret it. Oh, my God. The love in the room.
Yeah.
Eddie Murphy, another great comedian.
Oh, goodness, yeah.
There were so many good ones. The 80s was filled with great comedians. Really.
Chevy Chase.
Chevy Chase. Remember Fletch? I love the movie Fletch.
Love that movie.
Oh gosh. Yeah, there were just so many of them. Imagine all those Saturday Night Lives that they used to have with all those guys on there.
Oh man.
Oh,
yeah, all of them.
Just so good.
Crazy.
So good. James saying, Jesse, do 10. Good idea, see. I shall totally do 19 next week. Adam Sandler. I loved Adam Sandler's songs that he would do. The Lunch Lady song and the Hanukkah song. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Cracked up laughing listening to that. But yeah, see, check out Live at the Met. If you haven't listened to Live at the Met, it's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. It's fantastic. Robin at his best. Yeah, he was just great at almost everything he did. 19, ain't nobody got time for that. Speaking of time, we're out of it. So
I want to share this one.
Oh
thing.
yes, please. Jeff has an announcement to share with the fam. So yes.
Yeah, I want to share this one thing real quick. Since we're a family, most of you have been around since the beginning, and if you were, then I started out living in South Carolina, and then I moved here to New York. Well, I moved here for a really good job working in the recovery community, helping people find resources that struggle with addiction and that are going through recovery. And it's been a great almost 2 years on that job. But I did get a new position with a different organization. I'll be starting there on July 18th. So I just wanted to share that with everyone. And, a lot of you have become like family. So I just wanted to share that. And that's it.
That's awesome. I know Jeff was super excited about the opportunity that he's gotten, and he's off to a new venture. And it's always, you guys have shared going to different jobs and stuff like that, and stuff with us. So yeah, absolutely. We're all happy for Jeff, and congrats to you on your new venture. And I know it's always exciting when you're off to something else and something different. It's a little nerve-wracking, a little scary.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know that Jeff will do well. And I've said it many, 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 many times. I couldn't be here without Jeff and the things that he does. You guys just don't know what he does behind the scenes. All this stuff that you saw today, he just worked on this the last couple of days with these graphics and stuff that he came up with and redid and stuff like that. And he's always looking to try to make the show better. So yes, absolutely. Congrats to you. And man, I'm looking forward to getting us to 3K and moving forward, man. And
we're 53 away.
53 subs away, so we should get there very soon, and we'll celebrate with you guys when we get to 3K. I know we just got 350,000 views. We just hit as well, so wait till we hit that million mark, man. We'll definitely party for that.
Oh yeah.
Congrats, Jeff. I'm pleased. Mondays you will be well rested and able to work with Callan Corner sending you off to sleep every Sunday night. Oh my gosh. Call George Jefferson because he's moving on up to this guy.
I guess I need to say what my position's going to be.
Yeah, there you
go. So I'm going to be the Director of Marketing, Communications, and Engagement for Whitney Young Healthcare here locally. So that's what my new role will be.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Everybody sending out their congratulations to Jeff. Great things happen to great people, says Derek. Congrats, says John. Good luck, says Brandon. Congrats, says Beast Club. Congrats, says Bonkers. Well done, says Alicia. Congrats, says Jesse. Congrats, says Jeff. That is awesome, and you deserve it. Joe has watched the first people on earth create the art of wrestling. That came from C's comment about how I'm 320 years old. He's lived for over 320 years. He can't waste time reading 19 jokes. Have consideration. Yes. You know, yeah, as much as I could say that I've seen many, many, many great historical things happen, like Moses carrying the tablets. You know, I do get tired. So, anyway. This was a lot of fun. All right. Well, we're done. It was a fun show. We had a lot to cover. Thank you all for sticking around. We had a pretty good crowd for a Sunday night. We don't usually get as many people as we have in the chat. So thank you all for those of you who are new. And I saw a lot of new faces in there today. Thanks for coming out with us. Really, really appreciate that. I hope you enjoyed it. We're always looking to change up things on the show a little bit, changing formats and things like that. And like I said, next week, it's going to be a little bit different because we're going to do our top 10. First top 10 really on our YouTube channel. We did a few on Twitch, but we're going to do a top 10 wrestlers of all time. So come out, check it out. We'll do the news and all that kind of stuff, and then we'll do the top 10 of our wrestlers of all time. You guys can play along and give us your top 10s as well as we go. So come out next Sunday night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll be right back here for that. All right. We're done. We'll see you guys on Thursday for Impact Wrestling. Those of you who come out at 7:45 p.m. Eastern Time, we will see you all for that. Enjoy the 4th of July if you're celebrating it. Enjoy the holiday. Stay safe because it can be really crazy with the fireworks and things like that. Next Sunday, Beast Club, we'll be right back here. So every Sunday we do this show. Next Sunday is the top 10. Good night to you all. Stay safe. Have a great day tomorrow. Enjoy the holiday. Enjoy Raw tomorrow night. And, of course, all the wrestling for the rest of the weekend. We'll catch you all again on Thursday night. Have a great holiday. Spend time with your families. Enjoy it. Stay safe. And hopefully Jeff and I will see you all for the next one, whenever that may be. Have a good night, guys. Take care, everybody.